Bears win in overtime in a very non-Bears fashion. Win this game 22-19, an extremely entertaining game. Score 16 unanswered in the fourth quarter, including recovering an onside kick. After Romeo Dobbs has a great game, and I make sure to tweet about it, he botches the onside kick recovery. Bears recover, win in overtime with a Caleb Williams kill shot to DJ Moore in overtime, which was an unbelievable pass in the wind. And before I kick it over to you, Chuck, I will say that whether it was Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, or Malik Willis, those quarterbacks scoffed at the wind that
crazy
day. They did not. Yeah. You would not know it was 25-mile-an-hour plus winds, steady 25-mile-an-hour winds, and how they were able to push the ball and drive the ball wherever they wanted. So all three quarterbacks I thought were impressive. But what did you think about this game? Caleb Williams ending it with a couple great throws. Had some really nice moments throughout the game, I thought.
Seriously.
And then Malik Willis coming in relief and having a great game as well, and a really entertaining matchup.
I was thinking the same thing when the game ended about the quarterback talent. I was like, bro, we just watched three of like the most physically gifted quarterbacks in the whole league.
It's so fun.
Yeah, because Malik Willis, he's still working on, but first, he is so much better than he was when he got drafted by the Titans. Like he might be like 3 times the player that he was.
Not even close.
It was that bad. Yeah. It was
Liberty ran one man read concepts. Like it was the simplest passing game I've ever watched, where I actually didn't just throw the guy out, basically, where I was like, all right, I'll take a chance on this guy day 2 because his tools were so ridiculous and he seemed like a great dude and a hard worker. But that offense at Liberty and what he ran at Tennessee in the first, it's as simplistic as it gets. Yeah, sorry to cut you off though, but I agree.
No, it was really cool to see because I first of all the improvement, and then second of all, I mean that Bears defense, they're not great, but we've seen them be opportunistic at times. So the fact that not having like too many like plays where you're shooting yourself in the foot was cool, and then Caleb. Dude, this is the stuff that makes me want to get back on Twitter and just go on a retweeting spree of like all the petty stuff. Like just, I just lose my mind. Like think about what the narratives were about Caleb 2 months ago, while he was still playing pretty well the whole time. And now I'm glad that we're all on here, but it to me it's just another moment. Like, hey, you just kind of got like these guys that have the talent. One, it's got to be a little better at identifying when they're actually playing well and the numbers aren't great. And 2, just keep throwing them out there, like keep believing. Because when the game entered crunch time, like he kind of blacked out in the fourth quarter and overtime. Over his final 23 dropbacks in that game, Caleb Williams averaged 0.37 EPA per dropback, MVP levels like 0.3, 52% success rate. In this game, he was pressured on 48% of his dropbacks, sacked 0 times. And that's like a theme that keeps recurring with him. Like, man, like I understand people will look at the completion percentage sometimes, but the floor is so high when you're avoiding like all these negative plays because he's not throwing picks, he's not getting sacked, they're still allowing a fair amount of pressure, and they still stay alive to kind of keep this thing moving. So really impressive performance from him. I know people are going to say, oh, Packers don't like Parsons, they have Jordan Love, but okay, you can only play with what's in front of you. And then he hit the dagger to kind of ice that at the end. Really, really impressive performance, I thought, from him. And to play like his best ball when they needed it most. I'm excited to watch them in the playoffs too. Like I'm not expecting too much because of where they are like organizationally and on their timeline, but they feel like they might be 2 years ahead of schedule, honestly, from where I mean, they're 11-4, and I would say over the past like month, it's been a more credible like top of the conference thing than maybe it felt like during the midseason stuff. So the fact that from like July through December, you're getting like consistently steady improvement from the Bears is really impressive. And now, man, like they have a quarterback, dude. Like I never thought I would see the Bears have a quarterback my whole life. Like my dad's upstairs. He's a Bears fan. He's like losing his mind. Like Caleb Williams. He's like, I didn't know what to think about the kid, but holy crap! Like we got a quarterback. We got an offense.
Quarterback too.
Cool quarterback. Yeah,
that makes like sweet plays. Like the Jade Walker touchdown was like,
yes.
I know the guy. I know there's a coverage bust and everything. It was the right decision, right where to go with the ball based on the blitz, and he makes it happen because he's drifting away. It's just like, so Walker's was celebrating like a fool all night. And I was just, I want to see more of him just to see every first down. Every time he caught the ball, he went full out celebration.
I love
This
it
is a guy that could not wait to get his reps.
Yeah, and he knows he might not get that many more, so why not? Why not
Oh,
just
yeah.
have a ball?
Yeah, he was. I was all for there's even one he caught it. You could tell he came off like he caught it. He goes nuts, you know, and then they show him as he's jogging off. They go to the receiver coach right next to him. The receiver, because who's your receiver coach? Is it Antoine Randall? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And he's like, okay. Like kind of like, okay, like just take a breath. I like, good job, but take a breath. I thought too, on top of Kale, I mean, this is the story of the Bears. Opportunistic defense. They do actually some cool stuff. They're getting healthier. I know it's not, you know, Kyler Gordon's done, but like they are getting healthier, showing some moments. Pass rush is still, you know, Austin Booker has some flashes outside of hurting Jordan Love, but actually has some flashes. But the run game, like it's still, the run game is still cooking, which is so cool. Like they had 13 successful runs, 10 of them were under 10 yards. So it was just jabs. You know, and they can be explosive. And I love Swift has improved so much, but Kyle Monangai too. If we just ignore the fake snap play or the fake sneak play with the snap over, other than that, just focus on the good runs. It was some good stuff. Ben Johnson gets a little too cute sometimes.
Yeah, overthought that one.
It would have been cool. We would have been celebrating if it worked. You know, we would have been all like, oh,
I would have still been calling him a loon. I would still been calling him a loon. It was just like I called Manny Diaz a loon for pitching the ball to the kicker to beat UNC. What were you thinking? It worked, but what were you thinking, dude? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And this was crazy too.
Yeah.
To do that on fourth down, that's like a second down play. Where if you mess up, you're not turning the ball over.
Yeah, I know. I have Monangai in fantasy. No one cares about fantasy teams, but I have Monangai in fantasy, and I thought he was going to get lost rushing yards there, and I was screaming. I was like, no, I just lost 2 points. But no, okay, it worked out all right. No one cares. But no, Joe Tooney was great. That's another guy I wanted to give a shout out. Colson Loveland too is just a monster, an absolute moose, run game and pass game wise. And then I thought too, because you mentioned all the blitzes of Caleb Williams. I thought that not only has he had answers and he's been able to kind of make guys miss, I thought he was really good underneath overall. Like if you notice, they were really productive, like when he was checking the ball down. And if a guy is checking the ball down, I think sometimes fan bases watch like, well, you check it down, a guy just gets mowed down right away. It's because it's like you're actually checking down for the right reasons, because like Packers run a lot of zone, so they probably really drifting back behind all the dig routes. If you're an explosive offense, those checkdowns become a lot more deadly, a lot more effective, because defenses are worried about you attacking 20 yards down the field, and it just creates more room. It's the gravity of it all. Like it's just the effect of it all. And I just love that. But Packers were bringing all these blitzes. Bears, I love there. And Ben Johnson did this with the Lions. They still do it, but he does it with the Bears. They ran the ball a couple times on 3rd and 3+. And that's like one of my favorite things in football, because it's like the defense. It's the, I don't know how your Indiana Jones knowledge is, but it's the guy with the knife, you know, the sword. He's swearing around, and Indiana Jones just takes it around and shoots him. That's what running the ball is on 3rd and 3. You're get the blitz look, funky blitz look. Oh yeah, we're in a dime package, and you just run zone on them and just run for 5 yards. Yeah, but they did it a couple times, and so I just noticed that, and I looked it up because I'm just how my brain works. It's at a league high rate, running the ball in 3rd and 3+, 10.3% league wide, which is the highest since 2009. Just had to shoehorn that little stat in. But any other thoughts on this game? Any more on Willis or Packers? Anything or anything more with the Bears? Jordan Love has a concussion. Seems like he'll be back.
Yeah.
I think that's really it.
I think the Packers. The defense was shaky when they were healthy, and now it looks like they're in pretty dire straits right now. Like because I know that they held the Bears to lower point total, but in the fourth quarter and overtime, like when you
can feel it.
Not talented enough right now, and it's unfortunate. I think the defense is probably going to be what does them in, because it's been a pretty rough stretch for them, basically since like the Jameis start, when Jameis was kind of, you know, scoring some points on them a few weeks ago. Then the Lions game, Bears game, Broncos game last week, another Bears game. Like that's a pretty long streak of you not playing well on defense, and now you're like less healthy than when you were at the start of this run. So we'll see what happens to them. It's going to have to be like a Jordan Love hero run through the playoffs, I think, for them to get it done, which is not impossible. But defense it's in a rough spot, real rough spot.
It is. I know. Just look at it. So right now they would be the 7 seed. They have a 90. They're in the playoffs, 94% chance. They have the Ravens and Vikings left. So okay, Ravens got to play, and Vikings are trying to be feisty. We'll talk about that one. So they would have a rematch with the Bears if the season ended today, which would be fun. I would like to see that. I would like to see a third matchup between these two teams. No, I think they have to be a kind of what they were last year in a different version of it, where it's very opportunistic. They have to take chances. I think it's going to be they have to be a boom bust defense and be very smart. I thought they had a great game plan. I thought Jeff Halfley did have a great game plan. It just talent won out over time, or I should say talent, but yeah, you can just kind of feel their woes, their weaknesses over time. And I think that I like the game planning, but it's just one of these things you have to kind of be perfect. You got to make the sacks. You got to get the interception when you have the opportunities, because if you only have 5 chances, you only have 5 chances. That's the beauty when you have an ace like Micah Parsons. He gives you 15 chances to make plays. Yeah. That's why those guys are great. When you play just good team ball, it's like, all right, we got 6 chances at this. All right, we got 1 pick off of it. All right, doom. All right, we lose. That's just kind of how it gets to, and especially in the playoffs. So I'm looking at their matchups. They're the top teams obviously would be like, I mean, if they play the Eagles, the Panthers, Niners would be an interesting game, because the Niners defense isn't. I mean, it's young and interesting, but not great. I don't know. The NFC's kind of wide open outside. Rams and Seahawks. Whew. All right.